we obviously started. Demetrius just wanted to start a different way. I've liked that lineup in stretches in previous games, and I've liked it in practice, and he really has just been getting better and better since the Santa Clara game. So we felt we'd go that way, and we got some great looks early, didn't make them. But again, our efficiency is pretty good. I mean, you play that many guys and you only have 5 turnovers and 28 assists. We'll take that. For the most part, we did a good job on the arc because they made 16 on Friday night. But a lot of different guys playing, and I'm still searching. We're still kind of searching. Who's where, who's what. I told them in there after the game, I said, in Iowa City Tuesday, who knows who finishes? I have no idea. So all 10 of you be ready.
How much did you need a game like that from Connaughton?
Yeah, we've been talking to him about he's got to score for us. I think he took 3 or 4 shots last Sunday. I mean, he's got to shoot the ball. And when he drives, I don't want him to be a dish-off guy. I want him to go up and finish. And one thing about Pat, he's so amazingly coachable. You tell him in a 5-second conversation, and he does it in practice. So that's how he's practiced. It was great to see him play that way. I do think he takes advantage of some matchups when he's the second big guy, because now you got a 4-man whose feet aren't quite as good trying to guard him. He got some great opportunities. He's our best rebounder. And, I challenged our big guys in one of the timeouts. I said, how can you let the 6'5" guy, lead us in rebounding? I think it's an important game for him because he is going to have to score for us.
Mike, you kind of just talked a little bit about it, but at 6'5", he still has some good length, pretty athletic, strong, and you mentioned the rebound ability. So are you really sacrificing that much size by putting him at kind of the 4 spot?
Not really.
One of the other guys?
No, I'm just trying to get our other big guys to jump him more, and rebound.
Got him jumping center.
Yeah, and he won the tap easily. I think he plays much bigger than he is. He's strong, he's physical, he's long. Again, that lineup was, we played that lineup really in the Santa Clara game. That lineup was our best lineup. You could argue it maybe has been our most efficient lineup at times. So I said, I'm thinking on Friday, I said, we're going to stop messing around. And the other reason is, Jackson's energy and juice, he's good defensively for us. He's starting to get in and make plays. He gets to the basket. He gets fouled. And now he's making his 3-point shot. He's very comfortable. So we just kind of want to capitalize on that. But, as I told our guys, you go Tuesday night, we could be playing 2 big guys a lot of the night because they're really big. So we have a lot of different ways to do this thing, and just got to keep everybody engaged because you just don't know who it's going to be night to night.
Any reason to change the lineup going into Iowa?
No, I think we stay with what we have here. I think we're going to play that way. Now, you could look at their size versus our size, and they're really big, so that's a little bit of a concern. But I feel we need to stay the course with this and ride this for a while and see what we get out of it.
Mike, first trip on the road, are you going to be looking for anything particular from anyone?
Well, 3 things I talked to our team about. I said, and not specifically anybody, I said, your attention to detail has to be off the charts to win on the road. I said, and then your mental and physical toughness, to win in that atmosphere. The other comparison I made was, I said, for the young guys, I brought this up for our freshmen. As much as you love winning on the, at home, and there's nothing like winning in a tough road atmosphere. And I made this comparison. I said, as fun as the Louisville game was last year, how good was Pittsburgh on the road? And our old guys were like, that was. So this nucleus has done it before, the older nucleus, but this team has never done it before. Who are we going to be in that atmosphere? Are we going to be poised? Are we going to be mentally tough? Is somebody that I'm not even thinking about going to play, 15 minutes and win the game for us? That's kind of where I'm at going into this thing. And but it's we're playing a heck of a team, obviously, on Tuesday. That's really hot and confident.
First ACC Big Ten Challenge for Notre Dame. Pretty exciting time.
It is. I guess you're officially, you feel like you're official. And as I always said when I was part of the Big East, you feel some pressure because you want to carry the flag and represent the league. You want to do well for the league that we're in. But, it's exciting that I've always watched this. The Big East SEC Challenge was it wasn't as high profile. It just wasn't. This one is the high-profile challenge, ACC Big Ten. So, you know, it's going to be a great week, and they keep scoring the Big Ten's up in the ACC. So, hey, we want to carry our weight in the league.
Mike, you've gone entire seasons without using 3 different starting lineups. Is any part of you concerned that you're still searching?
No, not really. Not at all. I think we've talked about this as a staff. We're going to keep looking around at this thing. And, you know, Tom Knight right now has kind of been a little bit of the odd man out. He could be the odd man in on Tuesday night because he's played in atmospheres like that. So it's my job to keep him engaged, and his attitude's been great. Tom, if anybody gets it, Tom Knight's been through the roller coaster here of different things. But, you know, so I am not concerned about that. And is this a season where our lineup changes more than ever before, game to game or week to week or segment to segment? I'm open to that.
What are you asking the big men to do to get more minutes? Because, you know, each of them has had an opportunity.
Yeah.
And each of them has then, you know, had more and less minutes in
Right.
different games. What are you telling them has to happen for them to get consistent?
Well, I think to give us a defensive presence in there and give us a rebounding presence, we need a low post scorer. Sherman has been our best at that and most efficient at that. And I think he is by far the guy that we start with, throwing the ball into, and he's also made better decisions kicking it out of the post. He gives us that anchor in there. He's going to be out there. With what Zach August brings and the activity, maybe we're not throwing it to the low post as much to him, but he's active. He's on the backboard. He's running. He's making plays. Those two guys right now have kind of established themselves. Austin Burgett was starting for a while. He gave us that 4-round 1 look. Struggled lately. But, you know, got to keep, you know, it could be he could start the second half on Tuesday. So I don't think I told our guys, I don't have any preconceived notions of how this thing's going on Tuesday and how many minutes guys have to get or after that. We have 10 guys, scholarship guys, even Steve and VJ. Steve got in a little bit because we were smaller. All of a sudden, Steve gets in the first half. Maybe VJ gets those minutes if we're smaller on Tuesday. But you know, our big guys, physical presence on the backboard. You know, rebounding the ball, and you know, Tuesday night they are bigger. Maybe we have to play bigger for segments, but I just want them all engaged. Even though Tom started, now he hasn't. Austin started, now he hasn't. Still need him. You know, Zach has kind of moved up the ladder. Sherm's always been there, and deserves to be. He's been our most consistent guy through all of the practices. But you know, we could be big and play. We could be big and playing zone a lot on Tuesday. So we'll work it. We'll look at every lineup tomorrow through a 2-hour practice. Rotate them all.
Do you have a certain point in the season you would like to have your starting 5 nailed down?
I don't think I'm going to be in that mode this year. I swear, I really don't. The more I've thought about our team the last week, this could be a revolving door. Who's the second big guy? Is Jackson starting? Are we playing big? You know, I am not putting any pressure on myself. Oh, we got to get to our lineup. Who is it? We'll see. If you play well in the first half, you may play in the second half. You don't play well in the first half, maybe you don't even play in the second half. I'm kind of in that frame of mind right now.
What is it about Sundays and slow starts?
Oh, no. We're going to play some other Sundays. We talked about that. I mean, you know, we got great looks early, couldn't make any of them. The problem is when you play small, you really don't get any second shots much. But we're going to play some other Sunday games, so maybe we can be better at it. I mean, eventually we got into a pretty good rhythm, and then the second half, we're amazingly efficient again. Again, I look at 28 assists and 5 turnovers, playing a lot of different guys, you know, sharing the ball. But, you know, the one thing I was hoping with that group is that would give us a better start. I think I got to give them another chance at that on Tuesday night before we reinvent the wheel.
Hatter was getting into the lane a lot in the second half early on. Did you feel like switching to zone shut that down?
No, we never really shut that down. We tried to change the matchup. You know, we were put in a position where you're really aware of the arc. You know, and so when they got off the ball screen and he gets into the lane, you're not letting those other guys help off of shooters much. And what you're kind of trading there in that segment, as much as you're watching a game going, oh my God, they're giving up layups, it only counts 2. And we were being amazingly efficient. And even though they scored, we made some threes and built our lead. So you got to throw some of your defensive principles out. Where's our help side? Where's our help? Because if 2 threes go down instead of 2 twos, all of a sudden there's some it's different. So again, we've played a bunch of teams both Sundays where you're giving up some stuff around the bucket. We played a little bit of zone. It changed their tempo. But then, I kind of challenged our guys, like, we're going to have to be able to guard this. And we were in and out of it. We're going to have to be a lot better guarding it on Tuesday. Thanks.
Thanks, Mike.